You're too good to be true.
Yeah.
Can't take my eyes off of you. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 22 of Break Time. I'm Alex.
I am Eman. Whoa.
And again, I did not remember what episode it was, but I said 22 because of my gut. Okay, I was about to say, 'cause my gut was saying 22, but I legitimately didn't know for sure. You know what? I'm probably going to come out brighter than you on here, so let me actually turn down this brightness a little bit.
Okay. Yeah,
because I'm going to get so much bright here. So, yeah, hey guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to this episode of Break Time. We have actually quite a few things that we really want to talk about. A lot of things that are, topical for us right now. When this comes out, it'll probably be a few days later. But before we get to that, like always, Eman, what have you been up to?
What have I been up to,
Besides looking like a dad from like the 90s.
You've been waiting all
No, I just saw it right now.
Say that,
I looked at
haven't you?
And you're wearing the ugly ass
You've been
polo.
here for like a good hour and a half.
The ugly ass polo with the gold chain.
You've been here for
With
an hour
your
and a
watch.
half.
What kind of shoes you
wearing?
wearing?
Wait, you know I got. You know, man.
Oh man,
Look,
where's your grandpa's socks?
Look, they on? Nah, they just kind of.
Those are still like dad socks.
Definitely dad socks, man. I don't know what's going on. I'm going through some sort of transition, man, where I'm just dressing like an old like grandpa. And I just love it, man. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's some like subconscious rebellion of my youth, my peers.
That's hilarious.
That I want to dress with outfits strictly from Goodwill. That's where this shirt's from.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Why do you have it?
I just wore it. I like it.
But you just went into Goodwill and went, I'm going to buy some clothes
you don't
today.
shop at Goodwill, do you?
No, do you?
That's fucking... Of course I do.
Do you really?
Yeah, I shop at Goodwill sometimes.
I'm going to ask you a question about that. I'm going to double check the camera to make sure our angle's good and everything.
And actually, I know you're kind of like, what the hell's going on here? You shop at Goodwill? But dude, you're the minority in this, man.
Do a lot of people shop at Goodwill?
Everyone shops at Goodwill.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm trying to...
You're good, man. Do your thing. Do your thing.
Fix this
Oh.
a little bit.
You sure?
Yeah. Okay, we're good. Because you were a little more in it than I was, I think.
Okay.
I think. I'll fix it when we edit.
Everyone shops at Goodwill, bro. That's the thing, dude.
I mean, I've gone to Goodwill for like... I think people shop at Goodwill.
Yeah. Serena doesn't shop at Goodwill?
I don't shop a lot.
Okay.
So, like, whenever I get clothes, it's because Serena's like, hey, we need to go eat clothes. Or I'm like, hey, I need a shirt for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Or like I just told you, I just bought shoes the other day because my shoes were literally falling apart.
Yeah,
Waited for my shoes to be falling apart.
I do the same shit.
So, but anytime I look good, right now,
Thanks to Serena.
like right now, I'm wearing a nice shirt. Camera can't see it, but I'm wearing some nice shoes. It's because Serena dresses me.
Yeah.
Even like my hair and this beard and all that.
You are a giant man, baby.
Nah, I just I'll do things, but like if it were up to me, I would, and I still do this like, when I'm not doing anything or not putting in too much effort. If it were up to me, I'd wear a pair of jeans, just a pair of boots, and a superhero t-shirt.
Yeah.
That's me. That's how I
I've noticed
dress.
that, man. It's like a trend with these really successful guys.
Yeah.
They'll like either just not give a fuck about how they dress at all and have like shoes they wore in the 90s that they still wear today.
Yeah. Or
they are the Mark Zuckerberg type and they'll just completely uniform themselves.
Yeah.
And it's a trend in like really successful people that do that.
Yeah, you know what? But it's not the norm for me as far as the dressing part because, when we were in middle school and in high school, every day I wore a nice pair of pants, wore a nice button-up shirt, and I wore a tie. Sometimes I even wore a jacket to school. Like that was just my regular.
I remember that.
My regular get-up. And as I got older, for some reason, I guess I don't know if I gave less of a shit or I worked more, so I didn't have time to. Do myself up all good. But, now, like I'm trying to wear button-up shirts again. Like, for my job, I'm trying to do... Because we wear polos, I want to start wearing button-ups again. And just when we go out or when I do stuff with the champions, I want to, like, look nice. Like, I want to dress like how I used to dress. And not because I'm like, I want to, like, look really good. Like, well, I guess it's kind of that. Because my mentality when I was doing that was always I wanted to be successful and I wanted to excel at whatever I was doing. Yeah. And for me, it was always like the way I saw it was if you look good, you feel good, and then you
feel good, you do good.
Yeah. So man. Look good, feel good, do good.
Yeah.
So and recently I haven't been like, not that I haven't been doing good, but I've been kind of in a rut. I wouldn't go as far to say depression, but I've been really like, man, nothing's going on, man. Yeah, so like I'm really trying to like like, hey, you know, Alex, take a little more pride in yourself. Maybe look good. You know, present yourself well.
Starts.
And then other people see you well, and then you do well.
It just starts at the source, man. Yeah, yes. It elevates the energy, dog.
Just little things like that, you know?
Man.
And
which is why I work out and shit like that, dude, to be honest with you. I'm not totally in it for the aesthetic reason, but when you work out and you kill yourself in the gym and it's like 4 a.m. and you're working while everyone's sleeping, and no matter how shady the day is after that, at least you have this good thing to look back on and you can say, man, I really accomplished something today.
Oh yeah.
And from that just excels the day forward like tenfold, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because then you're excited to go out. You're excited to just be at work. I used to be excited about just walking through the halls at school, not because I was like, oh, I'm dressed nice so people are looking at me, but I was like, I'm dressed nice so I feel good.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, kind of like how you know, like I forgot where I heard this, but I remember there was like this thing where girls, like when they're taking tests or when they're doing something that makes them nervous or whatever, like they'll wear like lingerie or really nice like sexy underwear or whatever.
Yeah.
No one's gonna see it. They're not planning to go get boned, but you know they're doing it.
Boned. Well, this is the 80s.
Sorry,
man.
but I'm old. I'm sorry, but like they're not planning to do anything.
Yeah.
Or a little updated reference. Get down, if you will.
Get down. And we're regressing here.
But nothing. They're not planning on doing anything. But it makes them feel good. It makes them feel confident. You know, it makes them feel beautiful or whatever. So I think it's the same thing for dudes. You know,
definitely is.
Or just for anyone.
Same thing for people. Look good, feel good, do good. It's a way of life.
Yeah. So, but totally went off on a tangent because I asked you how your day was, and then I started shitting on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, but how you been doing, Eman, since the last time we talked?
Man, I've been good. I know I come back with a weekly story, so here's my weekly story.
Go ahead.
The one that I can remember. Dude, I struggle with memory, man. I don't know what's going on. Anyway,
I don't remember anything.
It's weird, right? I guess everything's just so mundane. It just kind of.
It's not mundane. I genuinely forget like big shit like all the time.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like.
Probably AIDS. It's definitely AIDS.
Dude, I went to the doctor. I think I talked about this last podcast briefly. Went to the doctor. I fall asleep a lot, like while I'm driving. Just the other day, we're driving home from someplace, and I was like, literally, started going to the other lane while I'm driving, so I was falling asleep. And I get so tired. I'll sleep for 10 hours, and I wake up, and I'm still tired as hell.
Sucks,
and, you know, I went to the doctor. They took my blood and everything. Think I might have sleep apnea. I thought I had diabetes. The doctor's saying I'm not showing anything that could be diabetes.
My vote is vitamin D deficiency. Some sort of vitamin deficiency. I'm going to say vitamin D.
Whoa. You're getting too far. You're getting ahead of yourself.
Am I?
You're getting too ahead of... We're not at the vitamins yet. We're not at the vitamins.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway. So, but Eman, your weekly story.
My weekly story, man. This is very, very uneventful, but I'm going to try to play it up, all right?
Go ahead.
It's another day at work. Long shift. Once 9:30. I'm tired. But being the supportive friend I am, I would do anything for my peers around me. One of my peers being a good friend of mine, Isaac Ramirez, who recently gave up sugar.
Isaac Ramirez is not me.
Isaac Ramirez is not Alex Chavez. Yeah. This is Alex Chavez.
I'm the best friend.
Oh. Come on, man. Don't derail my shit.
No, sorry, go ahead. But I am.
So I say, man, second day doing this diet, it's not going very well. I know what I'll do. When I get off, which is approximately 10 minutes, I'll stroll on down to your local Walmart. Maybe get some chicken, get some salad, get some fruit, put together a nice dinner to, congratulate myself on this long, strenuous day I've had. So I get home, I call up my boy Isaac. Yo. Hey, man, I'm about to go make some dinner. I'm going to get some ingredients from Walmart. You want to roll? Of course, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Cool, man. I'll be there in 10.
Yeah, man. Remember, I don't drink. Yeah, man. No weed either. Yeah, man.
All right. That's it. Yeah. So I hop in my car. Everything's going good. Pick up my boy Isaac, who has a friend of his named Jacob. Sorry, Jacob. Who every now and again will tag along with us. Good dude, good people. So we're hitting up Walmart. Everything's good. We get there, make the nice long stroll from the car to the store. I like to park kind of far away. Get everything we need. Everything is normal. Now we're leaving. And as we're approaching my car, we're in the parking lot, and as we approach my car, we get closer and closer. Another car slowly inches in our vicinity. Bumping music. It's a Saturday night. The feeling's right. Everything's looking dynamite. So, I know it's some rambunctious kids, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The music is bumping, but the windows are up, so all I hear is the loud knocking of the bass. Boom, 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 boom. They roll down the window, revealing some disgusting trap, just nasty rap song, man. You would think you're in Compton, just the ambience and everything around you. So it's like, fuck, man, these guys are kind of rough. And so they roll the window down and they start to murmur something in my direction. And I swear I hear my name. So Isaac, Jake, and myself all stop and look in this man's direction. Whoever it is. Wait, I'm waiting to see a friend from high school. Like I said, I thought I heard my name. And we're looking. And then a piercing voice shouts from the back seat, "What the fuck are y'all looking at?"
Oh man, no.
I was appalled.
I was appalled. It was my mom.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Look, I've been punched in the face over 1,000 times, all right? I'm exaggerating. A couple hundred times I've been punched in the face. It's definitely not new territory to me. Fighting is not new territory to me. Not that I street fight, but I've trained in mixed martial arts, boxing. I've been punched in the face quite a few times, is what I'm saying. So, any sort of confrontation, in the past, I've sort of been cool. It's whatever. Been here, done that. But something about just how off-putting it was and how sudden it was just really threw me the fuck off, right? And so we stop and we're staring and we're like, we keep staring because we're not willing to get into a fight. We don't feel like street fighting. We don't do that shit, and we don't want to back down at the same time.
Oh shit! You're not committed enough to fight over some bullshit where you're staring at them.
Exactly.
But you don't want to be pussies and go,
"Oh,
sorry, sir."
Exactly. So our only line of defense in that situation was just to keep fucking staring.
Oh god.
And so we kept staring, man. We kept staring, and we laughed, got in our car, and drove away.
God damn, you were playing that up so well. You were playing it up so well to like this climax I was waiting for.
I told you the story was super anticlimactic.
Didn't happen.
We just wrapped it up. We got in our car.
And
then they got out, actually. As we were driving out, we got a glimpse of them. When they got out, they were parking. And two scrawny-ass dudes and three girls.
It was Will Nodrick with a lunchbox. Selling candy.
Trying to sell some candy, right?
Just undercutting Walmart by 30 cents. Man, dude, you were talking really rhythmically during that story.
Really?
Reminded me of that Arby's dude.
What Arby's dude?
Like, I was in the kitchen, and then matcha came out. And like from the the down dark depths of hell, where they say, "Oh, hear me." I mean, that's not exactly what he said. I'm paraphrasing.
What does he say? "I'm the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal."
I'm the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal. Crash into me. Crash into me. I don't know. You know, he just started making a new show.
Really?
Yeah, he started making a new show.
Great production, actually, on this channel.
Yeah, well, no, he started like making a new show with Nerdist on YouTube, and it's called like Enter the Shadowland or Enter the
Danger Zone.
Enter the Danger Zone. I think that's what it is.
It's a pretty old series, actually.
Well, I think it's like on season 3, actually. Now that I think about it.
Okay, new season. I
think he just started something, I think, but it popped up in my suggested, and I was watching it, and it was just.
I completely forgot about that video.
Oh god!
Crash into me.
Crash into me. I don't know. Where I will then ascend into the heavens and take on my true form. That's ridiculous. If you haven't seen the Weird Arby's guy video, you need to watch it. It's great.
Weird Arby's guy. Yeah, but then I mean, you know when you kind of have those situations. I don't know if you do. You're like the most least confrontational person I've ever met in my life. So like,
what's confrontation gonna do? What's confrontation gonna do?
I'm saying, but in the moment, man, your human brain checks out and your animal brain kicks in.
I just don't think I have.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, I just don't think I have that level of. What's the word? I guess just that. God, what is it? That like primal instinct to fight.
Mind you, I'm sorry. You're not. Okay, let me reword that. You're not the most least confrontational person I've met. You don't shy away from confrontation. You're the least violent person I've met.
Well, because my thing, and we just talked about this.
Yeah.
I don't want to go into it, but my thing is like, and actually even in school, I was in a few situations where I would piss someone off, and they would like want to like. Well, like they wanted to throw a punch.
Man.
Yeah, you've had to tell me like, dude, you need to like.
No, look.
Go ahead.
I told you. I was telling Alex this the other day. Actually, I was like, yeah, man, Alex, he's a good people dude, but he says some crazy shit sometimes to the wrong people. And I was telling him, man, I was gonna say, Alex, I know you like to crack jokes, dude, but listen, You're gonna say some shit to the wrong person one day, and they're gonna like kick your ass or something or jump you, and I'm gonna wait a good 5 minutes before I jump.
Before you help me,
just so you get your lesson.
5 minutes.
I'm sorry, not 5
minutes. I would say like 30 seconds.
Give me a minute.
Oh, that's some bullshit.
Gauge the situation.
That's
How about
bullshit.
that?
Okay, cool. Okay, I'll accept it.
Gauge the situation.
But I feel like that wouldn't happen in a real situation.
I don't think so. I think it would have already happened.
Well, no, not only that, but in a real situation, I think for you that primal thing would kick in, and you'd be like, "I gotta fight now."
Oh, if you actually,
if it actually happened in reality, I don't think that's how it would be.
I couldn't just watch you get fucked up.
I don't think I would get fucked up. I think I could do something.
But in a theoretical situation, you do get fucked up. I couldn't watch it. But if you're handling your own, I wouldn't need to jump in. You know what I mean?
I would want you to jump in because
if
I'm handling myself, I'm trying my hardest.
Oh shit! Okay, I'll jump in.
And like you say, it's not that I'm comfortable. I've been in a few situations, especially in high school with some of my friends, where it was like I'm really good at like poking the bear.
Yeah,
I will push the limit. But you know what? I've never gotten into a fight because whenever it reaches that point, I am very good at defusing or making that person feel like they're an asshole because they're upset.
I've noticed that. Man.
I do that so well, and
not that I'm conspiring against you, but I always say this dude's gonna get his ass kicked one day, and why has it not happened yet? Not that I want it to happen. But it just blows my mind.
But I'm like the type of person where like I will persist the situation. Like I don't do it on purpose. Like I'm not like malicious and being out to get everyone. But I will joke around a lot, and I will like push the boundaries of my jokes.
Yeah.
And then if someone ever gets really upset, I'll go like, I'm like, whoa man, hey, I thought we were messing around. Like when you called me fat and Mexican last week, remember? So then they have to think and go, I was messing around and I didn't get upset, but now I'm getting upset with him for messing around. Like I'm good at doing that to people.
Evil.
So, yeah, evil. That's what it is.
Oh man.
But yeah. So, but like yeah, I won't get into shit really because I don't know. For me, like if it's ever a real life situation, like I'm getting mugged or someone's like coming up to me or like wanting to start a conflict or like I'm dealing with a drunk person, like. Yeah, like you can't avoid things like that.
Yeah.
But like situations where it's like you and another person escalating, I'm very good at de-escalating. If it's controllable. Actually, me and Serena were out with our friends Brandon and Melissa this past weekend. Yeah. And we were walking around the Blue Star. It's downtown. Okay. Really nice, like hipsterville.
Yeah. Ooh.
So we're hanging out down there, and we walked to this really cool place. I can't remember what it's called. We walked to this really cool like bar, and you can order s'mores.
Ooh.
And they bring it to you on this tray, and in the middle there's like a cauldron that they light on fire and put a skillet on top of, and the fire is coming out, and you can burn your own s'mores. Like you make them just at the table.
Wow.
So it's super cool. We went there specifically for that, and it was great. But when we're walking back, you have to walk through some neighborhoods and shit. And we saw like some headphones just on the street, and Serena went like, "Ooh, free headphones." I'm like, no. Someone like she wasn't serious. She was joking. She wasn't like, "I'm gonna take them." She was like, "Oh, free headphones." And I was like, no, that's leftover from the jogger who got kidnapped right here. I know. I was like, we should speed up. Like I was joking around, and then. We got into the conversation like what would actually happen if that happened, and I told Brandon, because you've seen Brandon. Brandon's muscular.
He can take care of himself.
Yeah, no, and I was like, Serena said something where I wasn't going to do anything. I was like, no, Serena, I just know my place, because if something happens, I know what's going to happen is you and Melissa are going to call 911, so y'all are going to be helpful. Brandon is going to take the dude because Brandon is Brandon.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stay out of Brandon's way until the man's on the ground, and I'm going to be the one who kicks him in the stomach and goes, yeah!
Hold up. Let's be real for a second. Would you really do that?
What?
Like, just wait and... What if Brandon's struggling?
No. On the real, I wouldn't wait, but like hypothetically, not hypothetically, just a joke. Like, like that's just what I was saying.
Okay, yeah.
But like realistically, if there was a fight, I know Brandon would do a lot more than I could.
Right,
like,
definitely.
Because Brandon's former military, he's trained to do that. Yeah. He works out regularly. Like that's what he does. The man's a killing machine.
Right. That works at Rackspace.
Yes.
Ooh.
But
the hidden dangers.
Yeah, but no, if that was like ever a realistic situation, like I know, like let's say if I was ever with you or I was with Brandon and we got into an altercation with somebody, well, let me put it in context. If it was like a person who is angry, you don't escalate to their level. You wait for them to swing.
Right.
Because when a person is angry and they're upset, they're going to fight you not with any type of skill or with any know-how. They're going to fight you with their emotions.
Yeah.
And what happens is they're going to either throw the first punch. It's either the first or the second punch, but their whole body weight is going to go into that first or second punch. And then as soon as they get off balance, you just need to knock them down. Like, you just need to get them on the ground, because then you're done.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to go any further. But, like, so that's, like, one context, you know, where you just really have to back up and essentially let them fuck themselves over, because that's what's going to happen if someone's upset.
But boy, oh boy, that's a lot easier said than done, though.
I know. But I mean, I've been in those situations, and I feel that if that was a thing, I would have enough know-how to at least not get hit the first time.
Right.
Because it's very easy to back away from someone who's punching, like, in anger. Because they're, like I said, they're just going to throw their body weight into it. You just need to knock them off balance, and they're on the ground. And when someone's on the ground, they're pretty much done. You know, because then you can just, you know, kick the fuck out of them.
Right.
Then, in another context, let's say, like, I was being attacked or something or other, and I was with anyone. Like, if I was with you, and we were getting mugged, or someone was trying to attack us, the first thing I would do is I would just try to tackle or latch onto them from the back, put them in some kind of hold. But I know that what I'm good at is I am dead weight.
Right.
And I can get onto someone, put my weight on them, and
there
get
we go.
them
That's
down.
what I was going to say, dude.
Yeah. No, I know how to use what I can do. And I know that I'm weight. So I can pull someone down, and whoever else is with me can actually fight them or, you know, something. But because I'm not going to, you know, I know to some people that might be the pussy thing to say, but at the same time, I'm also not going to pretend that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll take them on. Like, I'll take on everybody. Throw them in the army. Like, I'm going to be like, yeah, I can help. I'll pull the guy down, and then you smack him. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Isaac and I easily had the opportunity to get into a fight that night.
Yeah.
Easily.
You would have won.
We just stayed for 5 seconds longer, and we definitely would have won. Which is why we just fucking laughed and walked away.
Yeah.
Which is why we just laughed and walked away.
Yeah, but man, the shitty part about that is, you know, those guys went, pussy. Yeah, couldn't do shit, man. Yeah. And that mentality is going to come back and bite them in the ass. Yo, will Nodrick leave the goddamn lunchbox in the car this time?
Will Nodrick.
Will Nodrick.
I know.
But yeah, so speaking of violent acts and altercations, we will kind of segue into our first topic that we first actual break time topic for this episode. And the first one is the Las Vegas shooting. So, Eman, when did you find out about the Las Vegas shooting?
Hold on, what are you pressing, dog? Are you?
No, I was trying to click the link that I have here, but like it went away. What did you think I was doing?
Are you trying to make yourself look like professional or something?
No, I was trying
my
because the link. It's not doing it anymore. But it was yellow, so then when I tried to click it, like as a link, it went back to black. I was trying to make it work. But I'm just a dumbass and just going.
Yeah, you know how like news anchors will scribble as they're talking, like on their bullshit paper.
Yeah, well, normally they're actually writing something because someone's in their ear going like, "Hey, mention this," so they have to write it. So,
okay. The more you know, goddamn.
Okay.
What was the question? What do I think of the shooting?
When did you hear about it? Like how and when did you hear about it?
I heard about it very, very briefly last night, going to bed.
What time did it happen at?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I went to bed at like 10 or 11 last night.
Yeah. Because whatever it is, it's in a different time zone.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because it happened like at 10 p.m. for them.
Yeah.
Which was like 1 a.m. over here or something like that.
Which fucked everybody over here up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I saw a little like headline, but I figured all it said was shooting, Las Vegas Strip, leaves whatever the number injured. So I said, damn, must have been some sort of gang rivalry or some personal vendetta.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was another mass shooting. I didn't find that out till this morning. And boom, the news just came rolling in. Eventually, it got to be the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. Over 527 injured and 59 dead.
Yeah, and here
that is some heavy shit.
Before we get into it, I'll read a little bit of the news part of it.
Yeah.
So this is from abcnews.go.com. Las Vegas shooting, death toll rises to 59. No apparent connection to international terror. We'll get into that, I guess.
Okay.
But I'll just kind of skim through this. Again, this is from ABC News. At least 59 people were killed and 527 injured in Las Vegas Sunday night when a gunman opened fire on a music festival crowd from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino. In what is now the deadliest shooting in modern U.S. history, the death toll from the incident could possibly go up, said Clark County Coroner John Fudenberg in a press conference Monday afternoon. Let me The shooter perched on the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel sent more than 22,000 country music fans scrambling for their lives. One witness described the shooting as non-stop gunfire. Let me see. An official with Las Vegas McCarran International Airport said an airport perimeter fence near the concert venue was breached by people fleeing the scene of the incident, and the airport staffs transported those people to the designated evacuation site. Then it said some of them did make it to the airfield. First responders arrived to an extremely bloody scene. 23 firearms were found in the shooter's hotel suite.
How many?
23. Authorities said the suspect, gunman, 64-year-old Mesquite, Nevada resident Stephen Paddock, checked into the Mandalay Bay Hotel Thursday and brought numerous firearms found in his room himself. That story is by Karma Allen, Emily Shapiro, and Julia Jacobo. I just wanted to mention that because I was...
Shout out, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so he shot. There was a country music festival happening, and from his floor he shot apparently just round unloaded clip after clip into this crowd, and it's just there was video of it, and it's just hard because people either ran and trampled each other or they just hit the ground to try to hide and were just getting shot.
Yeah, man.
It just kind of it was an impossible situation.
It was really just a game of luck.
Yeah, if you survive that or not. It's not like a movie theater shooting where you hear about people jumping over their loved ones and trying to hide behind seats or trying to run out. This was literally, if you ran, you got shot. If you stayed, you got shot. If you tried to hide, you got shot.
Yeah,
because you're essentially getting shot from the air.
Yeah, you can't see the shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man. What do you even say about that, man? Another one bites the dust, dude. Honestly, another fucking shooting.
It's just it's difficult because there's nothing that you can do,
Yeah.
Or there was no way to prevent it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part about it. I don't know, but what do you think? I'm gonna check the camera real quick while you're doing that.
I don't know, man. I just feel like at a certain point things have to change. The definition of insanity, I don't know if it's the true definition, but the definition of insanity,
the most widely used definition,
is to do the same thing over and over again, but to expect different results each time.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that definitely applies to the gun situation in America. It's just another day you wake up and find another mass shooting, because more have happened before this one. This one is just the biggest in U.S. history, so it's turning the most heads. Exactly. So what do you do? And then just obviously the fucking pray for, insert next victim here, hashtags are not working.
Yeah, but what do you do? Right.
I mean, the only thing that could be thought of is to have just more strenuous gun laws.
Yeah, but then how do you do that at a point? How do you do that to where it's still fair for everyone? What do you
mean?
How do you have more strenuous gun laws that it's dependent on how it's done, but you either have more strenuous gun laws, which means it takes longer to get a gun, or it's impossible for anyone to get a gun, or anyone who served the military can't get a gun, or people with PTSD can't get a gun, or what are those requirements going to be, and where's the line going to be drawn? It's just kind of hard because it's like the thing with police officers. Not every police officer is evil, but they're a police officer. Not every police officer is evil, but there are a minority of police officers that abuse their power.
Of course,
but that's the same way here. Not everyone's going to go shoot up a place, but there's a minority of people who do shoot up places.
Yeah.
And my other thing is that it's just how what are these hotels going to do? How are people going to react?
No, of course, yeah.
Because now, and unfortunately, we live in a situation where everyone on social media is going to give their opinions. But what is it now? Are hotels going to have to be like the airport, where you're going to have to get your stuff checked and go through metal detectors and shit to make sure you don't have guns? And if that is the case, you're also gonna have people like, well, why are you doing that? Don't do that. But so if they do something and update security, people are gonna be upset. If they don't do something and update security, people are gonna be upset. And either way, it's just not good for anyone. It's a no-win situation.
Yeah.
Like to me, there's like nothing that you can do. The president's gonna fly there. He's gonna do a speech and say that it's terrible and it was a bloodbath and this person's an evil person. Yeah. I don't know if Trump or what he has said about anything, but
he's addressed it.
Okay, well, I guarantee
Same thing, man. Same PR bullshit as every president can say. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I don't know what he said, but if you heard it, like, I guarantee it was something along the lines of like this was just a complete act of evil, and America will be stronger.
Right.
But
the great strength that makes up this nation will guide us through to the next fucking shooting. You know what I mean?
But that's the thing. But like you expect him to say those things. What else is he gonna say?
No, I'm not knocking Trump in the
slightest. No. But I'm saying, what else is he gonna say? What else can he do?
Yeah.
There's
more. That's my thing.
Anyone involved, what could you have done?
Look, man, as inconquerable as the task seems, something still needs to change. Something, man. And it goes from there. It's obviously not a solution we can come up with on a Tuesday night doing an hour-long podcast. You know what I mean? It's something that the greatest thinkers that make up the government have to come together and sit down, and over the course of a year or however long it takes, just needs to work on tackling the issue. Yeah. It's not a night and day thing that can be fixed instantly. And we've had this conversation, man. It's crazy how it's tougher for you to get a driver's license than it is for you to get a gun. And we've had this conversation. I know you can use a car as a weapon, but the sole purpose of a gun is to take away the life of something. Yeah. Whether it's a fucking deer, a raccoon, a squirrel, or a human. So why on God's green earth is it easier for me to get a driver's license? I'm sorry, why on God's green earth is it easier for me to get a gun than it is to get a driver's license? A machine intended for taking the life away of something. Yeah. And it's so easy for me to attain that. Yeah. It makes no sense, man.
Yeah, and then the other thing is just that, my thing is, the thing that annoys me, look, this is what I was trying to do earlier, where it was yellow, and then I tried to click on it and see it goes.
Trying to get that credibility back.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, because, I'm not sitting, look, okay. Anyway, but, the thing that annoys me, though, about it is it's a terrible shooting. We need to worry about how to fix this. But now the only thing that's happening is the media has a narrative for the next 3 weeks to milk. Yeah. And go like, well, now, but Columbine, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's all that's going to happen for the next 3 weeks. Yeah, it's just like, well, it's the next night. What's President Trump doing about it? That's what's going to happen. And then,
dude, it is fucking disgusting. Not even 2 hours after the incident was reported, these giant news medias that people look up to are already finding ways to twist it and make it fit their narrative.
Yeah, it's just going to be like whatever political narrative they're trying to push.
It's crazy, man. It's like I shouldn't see the headlines about this terrible massacre that happened in Las Vegas be incorporated with your opinion. Yeah. A situation like this has no room for your fucking opinion. We want the facts.
Yeah, like when you see headlines that are like, and I saw a headline similar to this. It was like, Las Vegas gunman deemed not ISIS. Is Trump avoiding the terroristic implications of this act? And I was like, what? Like, what? I was like, can we talk that it was a terrible act, and let's talk about stopping the action, right? Not talk about whatever story you're going to make up. That's me, but I don't know.
That should be everyone.
So, but the other thing that this brings up is, these mass public events. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the other week, or not the other week, but last month I went to go see Guns N' Roses with my dad and my family for his birthday. And you know what? While I was there, it's something you think about now. Like, I was sitting there and I was like, man, what do I do if someone starts shooting up this place? Yeah. Like, it's just a thought now. Yeah. Now, I went to go see Spider-Man the night that it opened, and I'm sitting in the theater and I was like, what do I do if somebody shoots up this place? Exactly. Like, that's just a regular thought now. Like, you genuinely have to go, what do I do?
And it's crazy because if it's not a thought that crosses your mind in this day and age, you're kind of careless. Yeah, it's classified as careless for not pondering the idea of what you would do in a mass shooting. That's how fucked up things are now.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm at the movies with my family having a good old time, but then you still have that thought in the back of your head where you're like, huh, what do I do if a bullet flies by my head? Like,
exactly.
You know,
I have that same thought every time I go into a theater. I see a movie every week. Every time I go into a theater, I have the same thought. I locate my nearest exit, and I'm always plotting my escape.
Yeah.
And you have to now, man, and it's fucked up. But one thing I did want to bring up, though, man, is just how baffling the whole situation is. Just the mystery of it, as far as the shooter goes. Who's the shooter? Why did he do it? What was his motive? Is there any sort of letter or any evidence he left behind?
That's the thing that kills me.
But listen, man.
Go ahead.
Have you heard of the UT Austin sniper incident?
Yes.
Where a gentleman climbed to the top of the tower at UT Austin in the 60s. He did this.
Started taking pot shots at people.
Started shooting people. See, he started sniping people from the top of the UT Austin tower.
Yeah.
Makes me love Texas even more, though, because that shit did not fly for long. So what happened was you had every gun owner in Texas
come out of their home,
city, all converging. So not only was it trained law enforcement, but you had business owners who owned guns. I
remember seeing pictures of that.
And it was a giant militia. And the whole city pretty much converged on this tower. He took out people, but it could have been a lot worse if this was in, like, New York or some shit.
Oh, yeah, because gunmen are no longer powerful.
Because everyone's a gunman. Yeah,
because gunmen are cowards. Gunmen are cowards.
Yeah. Because
they're shooting at people who can't defend themselves. And the moment, and even this guy,
big
coward. Cops were at his door trying to knock down his hotel room. Offed himself. Bullshit. Like,
I think it is suicide, man. I think it's suicide with a bang. Now, this is how it goes, dude. It's different avenues you have of suicide. You can say, I fucking hate my life. These are my options now. These were the options in the 80s, let's say. Take pills, hang myself, shoot myself. These are my three options. Now it's take pills, hang myself, shoot myself, or let my presence be known before I do this and have a big last hurrah and go into a McDonald's and open fire. Like, because it's such a talked about avenue now. It's just as common as the other three methods, man.
Yeah, and maybe that's the case. Maybe maybe on one end, it's hard because it's a double-edged sword, because on one end you're like, why aren't the media addressing all the school shootings that happened this year? But at the same time, maybe it should be like, why does the media keep addressing these? Because maybe if we didn't address them as much, maybe it wouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Kind of like when parents tell kids that sex is bad, and then everyone gets pregnant. You know what I mean? Like, so, shit.
No, but I'm sorry. But the reason I brought up this whole UT Austin situation because, dude, look at the evidence, man. Look at the two stories, dude. They are so parallel. It's not even funny. Even from the point where he was shooting people, how it was sort of like a sniper-like approach. So this man, the UT Austin gentleman, I forgot his name. He was seemingly normal, is what everybody around him would say. No one saw this shit coming. He was totally normal. I had a conversation with a guy the last week, is what they would say, right?
Yeah.
But this is why I say mental illness is such a huge topic, or should be, when it comes to these sort of situations.
This is the clip I'm going to pull when you shoot up a school.
Cut it out, man. Come on, don't put that in the atmosphere.
No, I know.
Like I have a say in the matter. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's change from that. So he seemed normal, right? 2 days before he climbed to the top of UT Austin Tower and began opening fire on people, he tried to check himself into a mental hospital, and he left a letter. He couldn't get in the hospital, so he leaves a letter. He says, I'm going to do something bad. I don't want to do it, but I feel like something is propelling me to do this. Something is wrong with me. When I die, I need someone to look at my autopsy and examine my brain, because I think something is wrong with me. 48 hours later, he's beginning a massacre. It was revealed in his autopsy, which he had requested upon death, that he had a tumor pushing on the frontal lobe of his brain, which is responsible for decision making and rationality.
Yeah.
So as the tumor began to grow, he began to sink deeper and deeper into madness, and no one saw it coming. So that's why they say a few days later, he was completely normal.
Like, that could be any of us. Like, that could be anyone.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's so scary.
It's fucking scary, man. And look at the evidence with this shooter, dude. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
No one saw it coming. But I'm sorry, go ahead, man.
No, but I was just going to say, and then this brought us to that other thing, like, now, I don't think I mentioned it already, but now, like, we're talking, like, Serena, like, my girlfriend Serena and your sister, they're going to the same music festival the end of October.
Yeah.
And now, like, I'm worried about that. Like, now, like, you got to think about that, And especially like at music festivals, concerts, schools, and all this stuff where these shootings happen. These are places where you get checked. You can't have a gun. You can't have any type of protection. You're just there. And that's, of course, why these coward shooters pick those places to shoot up.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, and it's just unfortunate that we live in a time where, the case is that, you can't go to places and be like, oh, it's like Woodstock. We're all going to hang out and smoke weed and have a great time.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, great. It's, sorry, I keep like choking. Oh, great. It's a music festival. We're going to go hang out, drink some beers, but got to be prepared because the dude next week starts shooting everybody at any given point. So.
Yeah, man.
But, yeah.
It's just easy targets now, man. That's all they see it as. But damn, let's switch this. You want to transition a little bit, man?
Yeah, man.
Let's downer. I think we should get into our little segment going on, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, here I'll introduce the segment. Can you make sure that we're still recording?
I got you, brother.
Yeah, just make sure that it's still going.
You know which segment it is, right?
The one that I was telling you to wait for later?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, we still good?
Yeah, we're good.
How many minutes in?
We are 41 minutes in.
Okay, cool. So, we here on Break Time, we're always breaking the barriers, trying to bring you the latest and greatest podcast entertainment. You, the viewer, all 12 of you. Mainly it's just Johan. If he even watches, we lost him already.
We lost his ass.
Anyway, but we're always trying to bring you the latest and greatest in entertainment. So we have added a new segment to Break Time called Vitamins Weekly.
Yeah.
And this episode of Break Time is brought to you by vitamins. I'll just go ahead and read this ad read. No, I'm kidding. But yes, so Vitamins Weekly is, or did I say Vitamins Daily?
Weekly.
Vitamins Weekly is where every week I'm going to try a new vitamin that Eman is going to provide for me.
Yeah.
So now I'm putting all the financial burden of buying vitamins on Eman.
Oh, dude, I have more than enough. Burden on me, brother.
Okay, are you serious? How many vitamins do you think you have?
I got a whole slew of vitamins, man.
Like different vitamins?
Different vitamins. Not even vitamins, just like different supplements.
Okay, I'm going to be trying a different, we'll call it Vitamins Weekly, but it'll be supplement or whatever. But I'm going to try one on the podcast every week, and I'm going to say that right now.
And maybe you'll be encouraged to try these vitamins yourself.
Yes.
And take a dip in the nutritional side of life.
Yes, go to vitamins.com, use promo code TIME to... Okay, Mom, where's the vitamin that I'm eating?
So your vitamin of the week is brought to you by Vitamin C. This vitamin C, in fact, has over 8,000% of your daily serving of vitamin C, which is huge. Vitamin C,
8,000%.
Don't panic. It's not vitamin A, not vitamin D. This is the safest vitamin you can take, in fact, because it is water soluble. So a water soluble vitamin means that your body stores it in the water that's in your system, opposed to the fat.
We just lost everyone else that wasn't Johan. I
know, right?
So what do? Do I chew this? Do I just swallow it?
Chew it as much as you can, and then swallow it.
Chew it as much as I can.
Yeah.
Okay. It smells like
orange.
It smells like a Starburst.
Citrus, yeah.
Okay. So
vitamin C is found in orange.
You keep talking while I do this.
So if your body has too much of it, you can actually pee it out. So it's a very safe vitamin to take. One of the biggest vitamins in promoting of a healthy immune system. It can actually repair the lining of your gut, which is really important for leaky gut syndrome. Really, one of the best things you can take as far as antioxidants, it fights free radicals, which are responsible for aging. And, dude, it will have your skin fucking glowing. And if you take enough of it, it can act as an anticoagulant, okay? Which means it's going to thin the blood, allowing for rock-hard erections, which something your significant other might be able to enjoy.
Sign me up for more.
Hey, come on. Hey, easy now.
Do you have anything for growth? That was interesting. It tasted like a Starburst, but like it has a different
it's real texture. Strong, right? Especially the aftertaste.
That's I'm getting it right now.
Yeah,
like
real strong.
It tastes like of course it does, but it tastes like orange juice.
yeah. Vitamin C is found in like citrus fruits.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So thank you.
Where did that segment even come from?
Thank you very much for enjoying this segment of Vitamins Weekly.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week with a little bit of vitamin up. I thought I was going to tell you. I won't, because you got to tune in next week. So anyway, moving on to the next topic that we had for this episode of Break Time is the kneeling thing, like for sports events, big. public events, mainly sports events like football and stuff like that. Apparently there was talk about it for basketball. Did the NBA ban that?
Kneeling?
Yeah.
Shit, I hope not.
I don't think they did. I remember, you know what? I might just be thinking about Coach Pop because he came out and said, like, nobody should be kneeling and some shit like that. Anyway, but the kneeling thing. So we brought up, we wanted to bring up the question, is kneeling during the national anthem still a protest? Or is it becoming a trend?
A trend.
Like a bandwagon trend. So... Eman, you're the one who wanted to talk about this. So, what was your take on it?
Look, man, let's bring it back to the beginning, dude. Kaepernick. Okay. Kaepernick did this, and it was a true protest in its purest form, man. There was no... He didn't want to...
I just went, that's debatable.
No, it definitely is. Because even before he protested, he spoke with a service member, and he said, look, I'm feeling this way about our flag. About our country, and I want to protest pledging allegiance to this, and what is the way that I could do this in the most respectful way possible. And the service member told him to take a kneel, because it's still, you're getting your message across, and you're still maintaining a level of respect, and that's the best way to do it in his opinion. Mm-hmm. And so you have Kaepernick, man, taking the heat, and he does it, and everyone keeps their fucking mouth shut. They just let this man crumble, right? All of a sudden, I guess you could say what Trump said, and now everyone's taking a fucking knee. Everyone's kneeling. Mm-hmm. And the true motive really is not understood. It's almost like a fucking safety net now. Because it's like, look, it's not just me. You got to take us all down now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you know what? I was reading a thing about one of the players who took a knee, and he didn't realize, like, what it was for.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember who it was.
Oh, my God.
But hold up. You keep going. I'll see if I can find that story.
God. So, that's what I'm saying, man. I don't understand the true motive of the protest anymore. You know what I mean? In a protest, if you're going to cause disruption, the reasoning behind it should be highlighted, pure, and easy to understand for all parties involved. Or else you risk getting across the wrong message and totally sabotaging your name and the entire protest itself, which is what I'm afraid is happening. Yeah, man, it's just a weird situation, dude. It's just, how do you even feel about the whole protest thing? I've never even asked you about it.
I mean,
taking a knee.
I feel that, sorry, I was still trying to find the story, but I feel that as far as the protest part of it, I feel like there was another way to do it. Because, or maybe, you can argue that it's the right way to do it. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of on the fence about it. But my take from it is these guys aren't just anyone. The people doing this are idols to a lot of young men that are growing up. And there's a certain... And I don't think it's the act itself. It's what it's being turned into by certain people. Definitely. So it's not the protesting part of it. Young men should be taught that if they don't like something, they can protest something. But it's what the media is making it out to be. What some of these players and what some people are making it out to be, or the fact that there's a lot of backlash, or the fact that there's some ignorant people that are like, oh, I want my son to be able to take a knee if he doesn't believe in this at his high school football game or whatever.
Right.
Whatever stupid shit people are still pushing. But sorry, I just think that if when you're in that position, you need to make sure that you're doing things as tasteful as possible.
Right.
And maybe if people are having a bad reaction to it, to reevaluate how you can do it that's still in a tasteful manner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how do you feel about the OG in all of this, who isn't even being talked about anymore, Kaepernick?
I feel like at the beginning, at least from when I was reading into it, I didn't like that he seemed like he didn't fully know why. Let me put it this way: he was complaining.
Yeah,
he was just complaining, and I hate this. His kneeling was a protest, but protest is a protest for change,
right? And
he was just protesting. Well, he was still protesting for change, but he was just like, they would ask, why are you protesting? He didn't say, well, I think that people are, just an example, like maybe he was saying like, oh, I don't think that people are treated unfairly, so I'm taking a knee because I want people to maybe reconsider that maybe we should reevaluate and do things this way so people are treated equally. He just said, I don't like the way the government is, or I don't like where the country's at. Like, there was no form of constructive, like, I don't like where the country's at, so we should do these things, or we should build a community, or we should love each other. It was just, I don't like where the country's at.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my stance on it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Was that I feel that he was just complaining. There was no solution to what he was doing. He was just upset.
Yeah. I mean,
but that's just me.
To that, I'd say maybe when he was first explaining it, his message could have been a bit more clear, sought out. But I definitely took away more away from his message than that. I swear he came out and said that it was, you know, in response to police brutality and sort of the level the country's at right now. And not that he doesn't stand with the country.
I understand that, but like,
he doesn't want to pledge.
But there was
to a flag that's flawed.
I get that, but if you're going to make a statement like that, why are you going to make a statement like that if you don't have a solution? Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
Well, have you heard any other interviews of him? Have you heard him?
When it first came out, it's been a long time because that happened, and that I read it when it happened, and then now I just see all the crap happening, and I'm like, okay, he's not really. He's not really. Oh God, I got an ad.
The shit happening now has nothing to do with him, though.
No, I know, but that's why I'm saying, like, I kind of like, I'll read it now, and I don't hear anything about him, so I don't look into it anymore. Yeah. But when it first happened, like I said, it's been a while, but I just remember reading. I never watched the interviews, but I always read it because I like to read it more. But every time I read it, he was never saying anything that was like, I'm not happy with the state, so we should do this. It was just, I'm unhappy with this, so I'm kneeling. Like,
no, man.
I just feel like I never read
he not only was he kneeling, he had a very active role in like inner city communities. Mm-hmm. He's funded charity groups, over $1 million going to inner city communities. So not only is he kneeling, but he's kneeling with action. I feel like it's just clouded because of the opinions of people who are outsiders looking in.
And you know what?
And those people are the ones that control the media. They're completely
I was about to say that. You know, and my view on this could definitely, and I'm not saying I'm going to change my opinion, but I'm just saying my views on this could totally be the product of the way that media was reporting this.
I think it really is.
And if that is the case, then, you know, then my opinion is a product of the media not giving me facts, giving me opinion. Yeah. You know, or splicing up his quote, what he says, splicing it up to fit their narrative. Again, like we were saying.
You know it's what they do, man. You know it's what they do. I know that you sort of associate with people who are more of a conservative mindset.
Do I?
Not intentionally. Like, people are around you who do have a conservative mindset. Like, like your dad, for instance. I don't know what side he stands on, but I know that, you know, his conservative opinion, and I don't know who else in your life would have a conservative opinion. Those opinions do weigh in subconsciously, whether you realize it or not. So I don't know, man. When you look at it, dude, it was about situations that affect a place where he came from, his reality. Yeah. And when you have constant bombardment of opinions from people who have no idea of his reality, it's like, it's the first thing you learn in a debate. If you don't know anything about the subject, you have no right to an opinion on that subject. Yeah. Because you are classified as ignorant. And so you have ignorant people casting opinions upon something they don't know about. Yeah. And it fucks up the outcome of what he's doing in the first place. You know what I mean? And I feel like that really, really happened here, because we had people when he was first doing it, he came out and said it's in a direct result of police brutality, how people are being handled inner city of all colors, and I just can't pledge allegiance to a flag that's flawed at the moment. But the second that the situation sorted out, I'll be proudly standing. And then second he fucking kneels, you have people saying that it's because of Trump, it's because he's disrespecting soldiers, it's because he just doesn't want to fucking stand. It's so many different opinions. Yeah. When he's saying, dude, listen to fucking me and not your own agenda. This is what the actual topic is. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Just, it was there, you know? Mm-hmm. It was, the reason was there. It was all clear. Is he still playing? Yeah. No.
Because no one signed him, right?
No one signed him.
Yep. I mean,
no one signed him. And he's a damn good quarterback.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I think that plays into the whole, you know, who you are. You have to be very careful about what you do, because he just committed like career suicide when he did that. And it doesn't matter where your opinion lies. If there's so much controversy wrapped around one person, no one's gonna touch him.
Listen. My mom broke it down to me really perfectly, dude. And I thought the same thing. I said, look, he's a quarterback. The success of that team as a quarterback relies on your chemistry with your receivers, your line, and everybody on the team. You're a leader, so you cannot have any sort of propaganda or any sort of bad press associated with you because you're a leader. But how can you have in 2005 Michael Vick, who was sentenced to prison because he was running a whole compound where he was torturing dogs, forcing them to fight, killing dogs, and then you have these other quarterbacks who were convicted rapists, murderers, still being drafted, still playing today? What is the difference? You know what I mean? All this man did was took a fucking knee. He didn't rape anybody. He didn't kill any animals. He didn't murder anyone. Mm-hmm. All he did was stand up for something he believed in, or kneel, if you will, for something he believed in.
Yeah.
Why is he not playing? But these fucking murderers are. Same position. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see how, like, race. I hate playing the race card, but in this situation,
I was about to ask you. I was about to say, were those other guys white?
No, it was a mix. It was an assortment. But you gotta think of who's doing the hiring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? White people really were slapped in the face by this because in their mind he was protesting, the black situation in this country. Yeah. And to the white outsiders, it was a fucking slap in the face. And those same white outsiders are running the teams and hiring these players.
Because if you're protesting the mistreatment of inner city youth, it just happens to be the thing. But inner city youth are primarily, in the area that he's talking about,
black,
African American.
Yeah.
So as a result, it becomes, this is a protest for the African American community, or
and
no
matter how deep you want to get into it, even if he is in favor of protesting for the prosperity of African Americans in the country, dude, he's not a murderer. He's not a rapist. He's not a animal abuser.
Yeah.
Why are people so taken back by him taking a knee for this situation?
Yeah.
They get turned around and hire a murderer. That's what baffles me.
So
some people were really offended by this, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. To kind of, because I'm not sure how much more there is to say about that.
Yeah.
But to transition into our next thing.
Okay.
To further talk about, maybe the mistreatment of young individuals, young aspiring individuals. Hugh Hefner passed away this week, or last week. Was it last week? Yeah, it was but into last week.
I think it was last week.
No, it was like Wednesday, right?
We'll just say a few days ago.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like Wednesday of last week. So Hugh Hefner, he died. How did he die?
We'll just say natural causes. He was 91.
Was he 91?
He was 91.
God damn. So if you don't know who Hugh Hefner is, he is the I would say sexual deviant icon behind, like, the Playboy Mansion thing, the Playboy Bunny thing. Like, he's the dude in the robe with a bunch of half naked chicks walking around his house while he's eating his cereal.
Y'all should know who Hugh Hefner is.
Yeah. So he died recently, and we wanted to mention it. Me and you want to have some different thoughts on the legacy of Hugh Hefner. And I asked you to lead off the last one, so I'll kind of lead this one off. But, he passed away, and of course it's terrible when anyone passes away. He did live a long, happy life for him. But, I feel that to an extent, and I mentioned this to you, Hugh Hefner could be the catalyst or one of the reasons that now, and it's not a bad thing. The ideas of the feminist movement or the women empowerment movement are not terrible things. But similar to the Black Lives Matter movement, which is not a bad thing at all, but some individuals in that party make it a more I don't know what the word is. They make it a more, not violent, but more aggressive. There you go, a more aggressive thing.
Okay.
Than maybe what it should be at times. because Black Lives Matter protesting is great, and then there are times when you have individuals. I mean, this might be getting something else, but then when you have individuals wanting and rallying people to start riots and stuff, then you have the shit. But I feel like Hugh Hefner could potentially be seen as the catalyst for a lot of the way that feminists and the women's rights movement feel about the subjective exploitation. There you go. The exploitation of women, as far as being sex objects or just being there for looks, things of that nature. So, Eman, what did you think about that? As far as the legacy of Hugh Hefner.
The legacy of Hugh Hefner, man. Listen, dude. I understand that people perceive him as this dirty pig, this slob who takes advantage of women and exploits them for, as sexual beings.
We're talking about Hugh Hefner, not me.
Oh, okay. Shit, my bad.
I was like, shit.
So,
I was looking at next week's notes.
But you got to realize, man, feminists are being mad at Hugh Hefner when maybe they should be mad at the actual women who are grown adults and decide to do work with Hugh Hefner. Mm-hmm. Hugh Hefner is not running the largest sex trafficking operation. He is just a successful promoter of soft pornography. Mm. And to discredit or to point the finger at Hugh Hefner for exploiting these grown women sort of makes it seem like the women who voluntarily signed up to do work with him and promote their name through his name are incompetent. Mm-hmm. It was their decision to work with the man. They knew what they were getting into. So I don't see how a finger can be pointed at Hugh Hefner. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's plenty of opportunities for us to go pose nude for like gay magazines or whatever. Yeah. And we just don't take the opportunity because we just don't feel it's a good representation of who we are. Yeah. And we're grown adults and we made that decision. Yeah. And if we decided to work with somebody like that, you can't discredit the person who is running the operation. You know what I mean? When we voluntarily signed up for it.
Yeah, no, I can totally see that. But the way that he helped pioneer bringing that to, I guess, a mainstream audience and making that the norm for subsequent other properties and other companies to push that in the face of our youth and young men growing up. And maybe that's part of why, boys growing up think of girls a certain way or only think about them as sex objects. And also in turn maybe that's another reason where, because that was brought to the mainstream, we have younger girls who maybe see themselves as inadequate because they don't look like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just think it's one of those things where it's like the Barbie situation. Yeah. I think it's one of those things that, to me, this is one of those things this is one of those things that help make the soup that is all the shit that we have going on, like with that type of stuff. Yeah. As far as women wanting, I'm having trouble finding out the way to put it, but I feel like that was one of the pieces that ultimately started
the whole feminist thing.
Exactly, the whole feminist thing, the narrative that men are evil. But again, that's not everyone. Yeah. That's not every girl who believes in that. That's just, you do have those people who make it more aggressive than what it is.
Dude, porn is porn is porn, and it's been around for forever. You can't blame a man for how people perceive him unless he's outright doing something wrong. Yeah. Porn has been done well before his age. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, you can't be held responsible for how people perceive you if you're not genuinely doing something bad. Some people look at porn as a beautiful, uplifting thing that sort of demystifies sex in this country. Yeah. And others see it as this terrible thing that should be eliminated, that's ruining the mind of our youth. And whichever way you look at it, that's on you. Yeah. And that's on your narrative, and that's on your perspective, and that's on how you were brought up. So I don't know, man. I think he was just doing his fucking thing, dude. I think he was just doing his fucking thing. And if seeing a woman who knows that as a woman she has an advantage because men are very aesthetically pleased. And so if she feels like she can have a come up using her body, which she diets and works hard on, you can't fault her for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't fault her for that. And if you decide to feel self-conscious because she's using that to her advantage, then fuck you. That's on you, man. That's on you. I feel no sympathy for that. I can't get mad because Chris Evans looked better than me. Yeah. And he's definitely used as a sex object in the Captain America franchise.
He is.
He's so fucking exploited. But I mean, he trains for that. That's what he feels his strength is. So he trains to look good. And I can't be mad at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel. I mean, dude, it just pisses me off, man. I don't know. It just pisses me off. Mm-hmm. The fact that it's still so taboo, you know? Mm-hmm. The whole situation. Hugh Hefner was a fucking genius.
I don't want to discredit his business savvy, because obviously he was good at that.
Yeah.
But, you know, to me, you also can't deny that there is a point where you have to also understand that his implications were more than for just him running a lucrative operation. Of course. You know, the things that he may have caused, or things that he may have been a part of the snowball effect with, you know. So, yeah, Hugh Hefner.
Hugh Hefner's a fucking don. I totally rock with him 24 or 100%. That's rest. I don't think he did anything wrong. I'll be honest with you.
Hashtag Hefner did nothing wrong.
Hefner did nothing wrong.
That's going to be the name of the episode. Yeah. Hefner did nothing wrong. The top story in this episode is the Las Vegas shooting, and the title's going to be Hefner did nothing wrong.
I know, right?
Alrighty. Eman, you want to go ahead and round out this episode of Break Time?
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 22. Hopefully soon we'll be... I'm not even going to fucking bullshit you guys. We'll upload whenever we upload. Obviously, there's no consistent schedule. Our goal, our underlying motive the whole time is to upgrade operations here and upgrade production and just everything going on with the set. But life happens. We're trying to be consistent, but just bear with us, man, and keep tuning in. Love you guys.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much again for tuning in to this episode of Break Time. I won't ask Eman if he has anything else to say because he just said it. Yep. So, again, guys, thank you very much. Be sure to follow us on all of our social media outlets that show up on screen after the video. But until then, we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.